Welcome to Psychic Frank's Mystery School. It's wonderful to be here. It's certainly a thrill. The thrill isn't gone. Never BB King, the thrill is gone. No, it's gone 9 years now, and the thrill it's just when you're doing what you love to do. I'm just so happy to have found out what I do. And it only took 69, 70 years. Where to start? Well, thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy lives to spend some time. And by, tuning into public access TV, you're supporting Democracy TV. There's so many wonderful shows on cable access. Actually, Denise Story follows me. She has a 22-minute show, and she also has Access of Love. Look on SFC TV for the schedule for SF Commons, channel 76 and 29. There's Richard Rand's Happy, DDTV, I forget ISIS. There's so many great shows. One Mind, it's amazing spirituality, and Comcast won't tag our shows, but. So tell your friends. Once people watch cable access TV, they really get into it. I know people watch it because people stop me all over town and tell me how much they enjoy this stuff. Okay, narcissism. This is day... let's see, I've been keeping track of the days. Today is the 7th, Thursday the 7th. You're probably seeing this on Saturday, the 9th. I'm here the first and the third Thursdays at 5, if you'd like to call in, 415-861-6648. And today is actually day 504, 504 days of this saboteur masquerading, this illegitimate president, this guy who's calling himself the president when he's not. He's an asset, a Russian asset, and he's a saboteur, destroying our country. It's just what we need. I'm not saying this to gin up people to hate, but I definitely want us to understand that this is how paradigm changes happen. There's a fine line between condoning this horrible behavior, excuse me, and also standing up for, like Fox. They call themselves Fox News. It should be Fox Subversive Propaganda, not Fox News. How can they call themselves hate-mongering and lies? That's all they do, And a lot of people, just because it called themselves news, I don't understand how they can get away with this. It's easy to win a one-sided argument, and Mueller hasn't even shown his one card yet, except these arrests. These warrants or whatever, indictments, excuse me. So, keep the faith, and I believe by September it'll be over. Narcissism. We're all getting an education in vocabulary words, narcissism. This is a learning period, bless whatever's going on. A lot of times when I say that to people, they call me and they tell me the most horrible situation. Usually that's when people call me, when everybody else has turned their backs on them. Hopeless cases usually find my phone number. And this has been that way for like 40 years. And they usually, I usually listen to them for a second and a couple of minutes or whatever, and then I'll say to them, okay, let's take a deep breath and let's get some gratitude going here, because there's a gift in here, and if we're going to get through this, let's get some gratitude. That changes it all, from a harsh lesson to a learning experience. And right off the bat, if you can ingest that, no matter what shape, whatever's going on, and then usually by then I'm listening to a dial tone, or But narcissism is marked by a distinct belief in one's own exceptionalism, People high in this quality are convinced that they are better than everyone else and deserving of attention and recognition. They certainly don't want to be criticized or called out for any misbehavior. As hard as it is for people high on narcissism to accept criticism, it's even more difficult for them to take no for an answer. Phew. There are many words people high on narcissism don't want to hear, but perhaps the worst involve a no, as in no you can't, no you're wrong, or even worse, no I won't. Yeah, words are really important, and if a word triggers something in you, you've got, you can say the same word to a zillion different people, and then one person will react really, have a real response to that, and it's, a blind, you could see, hey, there's something going on there. Like recently, I was an actor. I was acting. I can't say a wannabe actor. I was actually making a living, working in New York City in my late, early 20s, late teens, early 20s. I was in my early 20s still being typed as young parts, and I didn't like that. But anyway, I worked off Broadway. I hung around with actors, producers, directors. I worked at Sardi's in the mailroom for a big producer. So my whole life evolved around the acting business, Broadway, Schubert's Alley, I didn't know anybody who wasn't in the business. And the word use is tossed around a lot in the acting world and in the entertainment business. And it's a word that makes actors, producers, anybody, stagehands, grips, anybody involved in the theater business, if, after a show closes or something, it runs, it ends, you get attached to this family. And then just when you're feeling your lowest, somebody will say, hey, I could use you this spring, or I think I might be able to use you. Let's not lose contact with each other. And then when you hear that word use, it's like, oh, I'll work again. He said he might use me this summer, So I recently said to this person, if I keep on doing this and things get better and better, I'm going to have to hire someone. All the good psychics have someone working for them who can, keep the crackpots away, the high maintenance people, or just give them, like don't wear colognes when you come for a session, because I can't be in the room with anybody wearing strong, any kind of perfume. I'm very sensitive, and I, like all the good psychics I went to, when you made an appointment, they would say, okay, don't cologne when you show up, yada, 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 don't be sober, as much, cannabis is okay, but just lay it out. I have nobody doing that. And once I get on the phone, people just use me. There it is again. There's that word use. So I said to this person as a compliment, I was like, I was hoping to use you, and I didn't even get the sentence out, and this person went totally ballistic. And I think I put a bee in her bonnet. So I'm just saying, if somebody just uses the word, any word, work with that. See, because Saturn's retrograde, Pluto's retrograde in Capricorn, Jupiter's retrograde in Scorpio, it's time now. And I'm going to talk about what's going on. See, the planets don't make things happen to you. They simply reflect what's going on. See, and there are opportunities for involvement. Higher ground, as Stevie Wonder say. Oh, by the way, I hurt my finger. It's much better. I just needed to be in a splint, and it was a torn ligament. I don't know what I did, but I got to remind myself I'm not a child anymore. I'm old. I'm older. Excuse me. Character defects. I'm so glad, I'm not a member of AA today because I'm not an alcoholic, but back when I had my transformation in '82, part of my rehab program was go with, and I was so AA, I had to go to meetings for the first year and group therapy, and I'm so glad I did, even though as I say, I balked at every step. I got in touch with this old good sobriety, and they taught me to work on my character defects. And jealousy is a big one. We just mentioned narcissism. The love Yeah, jealousy is a big thing, you know, and it's a society we live in. I know in the 50s and even before then, you know, and salesmen, you know, oh, buy this dress, honey, you'll be make all the women in your club jealous, you know, or be the envy of everyone in your neighborhood and buy this new Oldsmobile, you know, and when falls into some good fortune, you know, people can't be, and very few people can be genuinely happy for them. And say, why can't this be me? You know, when you curse your fate gets cursed. You know, enjoy your unique path. See, Mars is in Aquarius for 6 months. In a few months, it'll back up in a few weeks, it'll back up, and it goes up to 9 degrees Aquarius. And then it goes, oh no, that's Mars, Jupiter. Jupiter goes up to, let me see, get the planets here. Yeah, Mars, 9 degrees Aquarius on the 27th of this month, June. And it goes down to the low numbers of Capricorn, the late 20s. So it's important now. Oh, that's Jupiter. Mars, yeah. Jupiter doesn't go direct until it goes down to 2 degrees in August. So look on your chart for 2 degrees Scorpio. It goes direct 2 degrees Scorpio on the 6th of September. Jupiter's in Scorpio every 12 years. Oh, got a call. Hello. Hi, you're on the air with Psychic Frank.
Hi, Psychic Frank. This is Arya.
Arya, I grabbed your chart. I have it here.
Awesome.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I got Deb's chart too. Where is this? I popped it in here as I was leaving the house. Oh, here it is. Arya, and there's Deb. Okay.
But Frank, my girlfriend's name is Erin.
Oh,
Deb is
okay.
Erin.
I keep on doing that. I know. Okay. Well, we'll just talk about you today. Okay. Well, today, actually, we're going towards the Gemini new moon. The sun and moon on the 13th here in California will be 12:43 p.m. So the night of the new moon. So all that 22 degree Gemini energy is in your money house. Gemini is opposite to Sag, and there's your Neptune in the 8th house. 2nd house, 8th house are the most intense houses. Let's see what's going on here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See, your day and month vibrates to 11. 26 is 8, 6, 7, 8, and then 8 and 3 is 11. 2018 is 11. 11, 11 is 22. So this is 11, 22, 33, 44. Those are master years. You might want to Google up 22 personal year. You want to bring like maroon into your life. Yeah, I've got my cataract surgery, but I'll need readers next time. On Tuesday, I see my surgeon, and then I'll just, because I could see better than ever. I don't really need these, and it's harder for me to see this way, you know. So it's kind of, it's interesting where I am sight-wise. Yeah, so maroon reminded me of that because, as I said, I was seeing like maroon for bright red. So, I mean, the colors are amazing. Yeah, but 22 is all about maroon. Get some maroon, earthy colors. It's all about money. This is remind yourself you took no vows of poverty. And as I was leaving the house, I picked up your chart and I said, oh, Uranus and Taurus is in your 12th house, opposite your Saturn, 2 degrees Scorpio. So this is going to be the theme of the whole year. Transiting Uranus in your 12th house in opposition to your 6th house. 6th house is service, health, and that's why you're such a you know, a healthy guy, healthy habits. You know, it's all. I think human beings are habit features, creatures of habit, and we're never going to change that. It's just part of human beings, part of the human experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. It's just pick healthy habits. You know, don't pick skillful. Tibetans call it skillful habits. We'll talk more about that. So, so transiting Uranus. See, Uranus is going to go back into Taurus. It goes 0 degrees. See, right now, today, here is June 7th. Uranus is 1 degree. Uranus will be in direct opposition to your Saturn. You've never experienced this before because Uranus hasn't been in Taurus for 80-something years. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and it gets repeated in February, March. It'll happen again. That's when Uranus goes into Taurus for the long eight years there. And it starts off, see, because 12 degree Scorpio is your 7th house cusp, so this is all in your 6th house. The best gift Arya could give this planet is to be a totally healthy Arya. Physically, emotionally, on every level, I am whole and healthy and complete. Own that, you know, breathe it in and own that. And as I said, we all need to realize how blessed we are to be living. Yeah, it's I'm not condoning it. It's horrible. But it's just what we need. You know, no. Like they say, I hate that phrase, no pain, no gain. But, you know, there really is, Jung said it, you know, individually and collectively, we need to experience this monster. It's like Trumpistan, the Trumpetola. You know, this is, you know, we understand, you know, we took our democracy for granted. We didn't realize it's a living thing like planet Earth now. Another, you know, the signature of Uranus and Taurus, and Taurus is your rising sign, your moon's in Taurus. So for this whole 8 years, your Chiron, your wounded healer planet is 23 Taurus. So this Uranus transit starts off in your 12th house opposite your Saturn, but then next February, March, that direct opposition will be over, and then you're going to get, and when it backs up into Aries, it'll be in opposition to your Pluto. Anything having to do with Pluto, it's a time to purge any negative illusion that has authority over you. So that's another. So with Uranus, if you want to make God laugh, tell her your plans. You know, Uranus is all about expect the unexpected. Just know that it's going to be better than what I got now. I'm always moving into greater good, you know, something like that. Not that what you got now is, I always say, if you're not happy with what you have, what makes you think more is going to help? But, you know, we're here to grow. We're here to evolve. So Uranus is all about the psychic planet, and the ruling planet of Uranus, Aquarius, is that's where Mars is, and your Mars is in Aquarius. So so for the next, even when it backs up into 28 degrees Capricorn, it's not going to go back into your 9th house. All in your career house now. Like when you're walking down the street and you see yourself, your reflection in the mirror, say to yourself, you the man, Area, you the man. I always go, you the man, Frank, you the man, you know. Just get enthusiastic about being you, because Uranus is all about accepting your uniqueness. And remind yourself, it's no ego involved there. It just means that you're a unique creature, you know, and you seek out other unique creatures, talent. You know, you're a brainiac. You're this Mars in Aquarius. So Mars is in Aquarius now. It's very unusual. It's not just the usual 6 weeks. It's like 6 months until November 15th. So it's all basically in your 10th house, and then 24 Aquarius is your 11th house. So more, even when it goes back to retrograde back into Capricorn for a few weeks, it's not going to go back into your 9th house, as I said. So God can't make a Stradivarius without Stradivarius. So celebrate your uniqueness and how lucky and how blessed we are to incarnate during these paradigm changes. Because Mars in Aquarius, and you've got Mars in Aquarius, is all about life, liberty, and the American way. You feel like Superman standing there. Truth, justice, and the American way. And that's going to get more intense collectively as we get into the Capricorn full moon. That's where the 6 degrees Sun Capricorn, and the moon will be 6 degrees Capricorn. And this is all on your sun. Yeah, this is all in your ninth house there. Okay, so let me pick a few cards for you. So remember, every morning when you're starting your day with gratitude, throw in a little, and every day brings unexpected, wonderful surprises. So many people are afraid to expect the unexpected. Yeah, because what's going to happen is in a couple of years, Uranus will be on your rising sign, and then your moon, and then your Chiron. So let's see what you can expect now. Say your first name a few times for me.
Aria.
Okay, so this is 22, 4, just for the math. 4 and 6 is 1, so this is a 1 month for you in a 22 year. Let's see, let me cut the cards for you there. And yeah, your Venus in Capricorn on the 13th, Pluto will be retrograde 20 degrees Capricorn, Saturn 6 degrees Capricorn. Yes, Saturn will go down to 2 degrees, so you'll have Saturn over your... This is 9 months that started a few months ago. Every 30 years you go through 9 months of Saturn on your sun. When you're over 29, like anything you look up on the computer for transiting Saturn to my sun, it's pretty gloomy because they only are writing for an under 29 audience. You have to remind yourself when Saturn's, after you've been Saturnarized, after your 29th birthday, Saturn becomes the hand of destiny from being the taskmaster. Every dot's got to be dotted, every I's got to be crossed there, and you know what I'm saying, a real stickler, nothing before it's time. Well, after you're 29, it becomes time, you see, so you're over 29, so now you can expect Saturn to keep on putting you into better. Saturn will take you out of one playpen and put you into a bigger, cushier playpen, so to speak. And if you're having a rough time with Saturn, it's because you're someplace Saturn doesn't want you to be, and you're not really getting the memo to move on. But with Uranus now in the 12th house for at least a couple of years, at least 2 years, you got 3 years maybe, use the dream state, because the 12th house is the dream state. It's ruled by Neptune. And let's see what I got for Aria. 1, 2... Yeah, you're the serious one in the crowd. See, your sun is your purpose, your Mars is your method. At the end of the day, Venus is always going to have her way. Well, your Venus and your sun are both in Capricorn, so you're just one of those people that enjoys responsibility, you know? You thrive on it. You need to be responsible. Your happiness is all wrapped up with responsibility, and that's a wonderful thing, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a teacher, you know, and also a late bloomer. You know, we live in this this world today where so many young people in their early 20s feel like, well, if I haven't mastered anything by 24, I might as well, you know, call it quits. I mean, how ridiculous is that, you know, because this one 24-year-old Mark Zuckerberg, he's not 24 anymore, but that was, and you know what I'm saying, it's just, you know, so many young people are masters of something. They introduce themselves, I'm a master, and I just go, how could anybody be a master of anything at such a young age? You haven't even had your first Saturn return yet. Okay, so let's see what your base chakra is. There's the Hangman. Beautiful, major arcana. There's 22 out of 78 cards in the 22 major arcana. See, the wood's brown. It's not, you're not suffering. It's associated with the Peter and Paul, the apostles. It's the red pajamas there. I like that. And this is a 1 month. That's why the red. Bring some red into your life this month. There's the high priestess. She has secrets for you and only for you. Wow, that's the big guns. No, you shouldn't use the word gun, Frank. Yeah, I see. We're habit people. This are friends you want. These are friends with big powers. There. See, there's the Earth School, duality. This is the densest planet in the universe. We can make that work for us. You got your foot on the moon, and there she is, very sexual. She's got the pomegranates in the palm. It's a beautiful card to have at the second chakra. See, the first three chakras you can control. That's why, pay attention to your dreams. Yeah, I've gone through this with you. You have no planets, only Chiron retrograde in Taurus retrograde. That's your only outer planet. So you came in to be do your own kind of wounded healer there. Your early life wounds have now made you, turn into your strength. You have experiences that make you authentic. Your third chakra, again, all major arcana. You got the Hangman, the High Priestess, and here's the Strength card. You do two things with a distasteful situation: remove yourself from it, or transform it. See, and that's what Pluto retrograde is doing to your Mercury, your 23-degree Mercury. How you take in information, you're becoming symbolically literate. Like Carl Jung says, the best way to interpret a dream is sit there and draw something. Create some art. Okay, now here we have the heart chakra. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. This goes right along with what I said about 22 being a money year. It's reminding your soul that you took no vows of poverty or celibacy in this life. And remember, souls, not too much in this present. They don't like the present too much. They love the past and the future. So a lot of times during the day, you have to look at your feet and say, okay, so here we are. Repeat the day. Today is June 7th, 2018. And as you transcend your ego, you'll see how more and more things just fall in. I found this Eckhart on my bookshelf. I've been doing spring cleaning. And he said something very interesting about the ego. He says, until now, human intelligence, which is no more than a minute aspect of universal intelligence, has been distorted and misused by the ego. I call it, quote unquote, intelligence in the service of madness. Splitting the atom requires great intelligence. Using that intelligence for building and stockpiling atom bombs is insane, or at least extremely unintelligent. Stupidity is relatively harmless, but intelligent stupidity is highly dangerous. This intelligent stupidity, for which one could find countless obvious examples, is threatening our survival as a species. Yeah, so we're going to get through this as a country, and we're going to rally, and instead of reducing these madmen, I think we need more. But that's just one example of the ego, the collective ego, that's affecting us too. Okay, swiftness card at the throat. This means things coming in for you. Excuse me. Yeah, Jupiter in Scorpio. Jupiter in Scorpio. What's in Scorpio in your chart? Oh yeah, this is, as I said, Jupiter's retrograde on your Saturn. So not only is Uranus and Taurus in opposition to your 6th house Saturn, but Jupiter is retrograde on your 6th house Saturn. See, so these are like outer planets. You can't control the outer planets. They're going to do what they're going to do. You could either get mowed down by them, or you could say, wow, this is what I've been praying for. But Uranus is like lightning bolts of, like, if you're off the right path, it'll jolt you right back on. But I see you're on the right path. You've been doing a lot of inner work. Yeah, it's all about the channel of money now. Bless what you have. I am an unlimited being, accepting from an unlimited source in an unlimited way. You're taking dominion of your life now. in a way, when you left the other job, death will pick you up, spin you around, and drop you down deeper in your own life. There's you and your girlfriend, a friendship with lots of potential for growth. I'm going to pick another couple of cards for you. Of course, I found this amazing book at the library's dollar sale on Wednesdays. It's based on Crowley, and it's an interesting book. And they say something about the Wheel of Fortune I wanted to repeat. It says, the Wheel of Fortune is in all decks. It takes different forms, but it's the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel itself is resting in a boat, and then there's a line, consciousness line, floating on the sea of existence. Taking your cosmic consciousness and just float on this, where spiritual beings having a human experience, and just be in awe. So many people take so much for granted. We become jaded, or sort of like ennui, you know. It's just well, I'm preaching to the choir here. Okay, and so as I said, when you keep your margins permeable, let me see. I learned this 10-card spread in this book, and I just want to do it for you now. I've been doing it on some people on the phone, and it's been really accurate. Okay, so you do your inner self, your outer self, and then 1, 2. This is all about work, and this is the final outcome. And let me get this book to get it right here. Here we go. Well, I lost the page. Okay, I know it. I know it. Okay, so what we have now, your inner self, your outer self. Yeah, it's all about the money now. Yeah, your soul is sensing, your spirit is sensing that this is it's a year to really start being open to more. You know, it's like as I said, my show on downward mobility. You know, it just it's you know, realizing you could live really fine. Like someone called me the other day and they felt guilty because all her life she wanted an Alfa Romero and she finally bought one. And I said, why are you feeling guilty? You just bought one. You didn't buy 5 different colors for every day of the week. Enjoy it. If you can't buy it on Earth, where can you? And like that guy that had a midlife crisis by sending a Tesla to Mars and beyond, that billions of dollars that could have fed so many starving and sick. That to me was vulgar, you know, where like Martin Luther King Jr., even Einstein was very downward mobile, you know, downward mobility. I want people more to think about downward mobility. The surgeon who did my cataracts, she's a wonderful person, and she said, no matter how, in her businesses, she's really good. And she said, I always want to have my place in the mission where I could work on, you know, the poor. You know, I said, you're a prime example of downward mobility, you know, so you could live very humbly and very nicely and very large because you've got this consciousness going on. It's all about skillfulness, you know, thinking things through. Like your ability to create is amazing. You got to live with what you create. Okay, the first 2 chakras are the winds going your way now. Mars is in Aquarius, and your Mars is in Aquarius. Be open to those electric lightning flashes of intuition. On my last show with Mars in Aquarius, you want to trust your intuition, listen to it, and act on it. Even if it tells you to do something bizarre, think it through, and if nobody's getting hurt, do it. There's the Fool, beautiful. This is who I aspire to be, total faith. There's you and your friend, your beautiful soulmate there. Living your knowledge now, that's the whole thing. And you're established spiritually. And the final outcome here is keep it all up in the forehead area. See, this is all the emotions now. Emotions are running really high, and it's catch ourselves in these states of anger. And And there's the fat cat card, the final results. There's your in-laws, your future in-laws. There's your people you work. To know you is to love you. I feel like I'm cheating here, but they love your seriousness, but yet your Mars in Aquarius likes to do something unusual, blow people's minds. That's why you have such a, you're a fascinating person. You're a fascinating person. And we all are. We all have to honor our unique, fascinating way of having a human experience. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of people around. Everybody's, cursing this horrible experience, and as wherever you can, tell people there's a blessing here. Mother Teresa used to say when she used to be in Calcutta and see misery and vandalism and all this horrible stuff all around her, misery, she would say to her sisters or whoever was with her, there's always beauty at the same time something horrible is happening. And whenever she would see something heartbreakingly sad, she would, and even if it was a flower coming out of some cow dung, she would say, look, there's a flower. And whenever I'm walking around the Tenderloin or wherever and I see something totally sad, first of all, my ego is judging that. Who knows? This might be a Buddha having this experience, an old advanced soul who came in to have this, it's not my, it's a mystery, but this experience, and and then I'll turn around and there'll be some beautiful artwork on the side of something I never saw before, or I'll see an act of kindness that'll just touch my heart. So just always look, it sounds cliche, but always look at the bright side. And with Uranus opposite Jupiter and Scorpio on your Saturn, your words are really accelerated because Jupiter gives you more whatever you focused on. So I think you're in the right place. You're needed here. Oh, and it's Gay Pride Week. I know you're not gay, but you're not sexually, you're not against. You're at home with your own sexuality. You know that gay people are cool. Yeah, Leno, Mayor. I've lived long enough, and my favorite city. I love this city, and more than anything, I love this city because this is where I've been since '72, and I love this city, and I became conscious here, and I hope to die here in around 50 years. This city totally needs you, and it's a daily waking up, expect the unexpected, and then I don't have my ephemeris with me, and as the year ends, Uranus will be still in the low numbers, but it'll be a few years, but you can tell when Uranus is on your rising sign, everything's sort of anticlimactic until then, because that's when you start getting Uranus on your moon. And I'm experiencing that right now, and things could not be better. And I actually couldn't sleep. They say you're in love when you're having trouble falling asleep at night because your real life is better than your dreams. And I'm just so in love with life. And then last night I went to bed giggling, and I couldn't get to sleep. I was laughing so much. Well, anyway. Okay, my brother, you're all filled up with the light and love of the Holy Spirit. Bye.
Thank you, Frank.
You're welcome. Yeah, Uranus, where's America? United States of America's birth chart. Okay, let's see where all this energy is. Well, this Cancer new moon, 21 degrees, falls on our 24-degree Mercury in the 8th house. Pluto's, we're going to get our Pluto return starting next year, and it's going to last for 2 years. So it'll be 2022 when the whole new order sets in. But definitely, let's see what else we got here. Okay, this is a note I made from 2016. There was a lot of money in privatizing Social Security, Medicare, post office, highways, bridges, parks, prisons. Oh yeah, private prisons. A lot of money in the private prison industry. Public schools. Not only would the rich not have to pay taxes for maintaining them, but they also will be able to charge we the people fees for using them. Wake up, America. That's like really, because they're with all these tax cuts now, the new agenda is going to be for everybody to start privatizing. You know, no, we want to get this. Oh yeah, and then I found I have so many things I wanted to share here. Okay, oh, there's plenty of time. Don't rush, Frank. Okay, plan to save democracy in America. I wrote this in 17. Okay, I copied it somewhere. It's not original. 1, end gerrymandering. 2, overturn Citizens United. Get big money out. Abolish the Electoral College. Paper ballots. Same-day voting registration. And open primaries. Those are the 6 things, and I thought, wow, that was Bastille Day, July 14th. Yeah, the Trump's birthday, isn't that funny? He was born June 14th, so he's having his solar return. Yeah, he's just such a horrible, horrible person. There's just no words how evil he is. I'm looking for his birth chart. I can't find it. I just had it here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I just saw another. I believe this is the right one, the one with the Leo rising. People, early boomers now with Mars in Aquarius, the people born in the 40s, mid 40s to late 40s there. These are a lot of these old guys are being really in their face now with McCain. A lot of these old timers now are boomers, you know, and no, they're not boomers. They're the ones before the boomers. But a lot of these old guys are, the old order now is Mars is energizing truth, justice, and the American way. Yeah, when you hear Donald talk about the America, he's not talking about the America like hundreds and thousands of patriots have died for over the last few hundred years. Now he's talking about a tyranny. He's not talking about. He's talking about a horrible place. You know, you never miss your democracy until it's taken away. Well, as I said, it's a one-sided fight now until. So let's see what's going on with Donald. I'm looking at his chart now. So the sun's in Gemini, headed for his sun. All this. Taurus energy now is hovering around his 3rd house. This Uranus and Taurus energy is in his 8th house. I believe, let me see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we'll see, his day and month is 11. Yeah, 11s get famous. 11s get famous. And this is a 22 year for him. Let's get right to the cards. I want to see what's going on. I'll do that 10 card spread and see about America. It is giving that we receive. It is pardoning. Oh yeah, I want to, just before I get to the cards, there's plenty of time. I brought Louise Hay here because I was watching Cable Access the other night, and I realized there's a few people who really are getting this Louise Hay affirmation stuff. First of all, I like that you're affirming prosperity and all that, but just keep it up 500 times when you're introducing a new thought pattern. You can't just say a few affirmations. And then I'll just leave you with this little sentence, a couple of paragraphs from Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, where she talks about, I've been reading this over and over again since the early 80s. I mean, I was so fine to have found Louise and studied with her. It says, it's the same with creating a new experience for yourself. The soil you plant in is your subconscious mind. The seed is the new affirmation. The whole new experience is in this tiny seed. You water it with affirmations. You let the sunshine of positive thoughts beam on it. You weed the garden by pulling out negative thoughts that come up. Worry is a dark room where negatives develop. The more time you spent worrying takes time away from you could be enjoying something. And when you first see the tiniest little evidence, you don't stomp on it and say, that's not enough. Instead, you look at this first breakthrough and exclaim with glee, oh boy, here it comes. You gotta get enthusiastic and you gotta get involved. You could turn around, my life is a mess, to I am willing to release the pattern in me that created these conditions. I am responsible for all these experiences in my life. Each moment is a new beginning, a new point of reference. So when, as I said, I'm addicted to MSNBC and CNN because this is why I incarnated, to be alive and peaking in my, getting my transformation of ego going on. What else do we got here about transforming the ego, transmuting the ego? One second, please. Oh, here it is. Okay, Barbara Clark's. Oh yeah, I found this affirmations by Barbara Clark's Beyond Affirmations. So if you type on, Google in Barbara Clark's '(S) CLARKS Beyond Affirmations. I clear and release any and all ways I am holding on to jealousy. I clear and release all my angry thoughts and feelings. I release all this burning jealousy. I clear all ways I feel afraid and insecure. Yeah, people are trying to fill that space. Donald Trump's a prime example of people filling that space with famous people, money, things. He sold his soul for money. The man sold his precious eternal soul. I clear all the ways I am consumed by jealousy. It's very subtle. Thomas More spent 18 years in a monastery, and he says in relationships, he calls it schooled in jealousy. For WebMD, the love sickness. Jealousy teaches maturity. Jealousy forces you to consider one of the great conundrums that every person faces, how to want another person madly and at the same time grant her freedom as a person with her own life and fate. You can learn from this book or counseling sessions. Jealousy, you can't learn this from a book or a counseling session. Jealousy can teach you, but only if you are able to go through it to the end. Modern love, sex relationships, and your health. Most people don't want to accept that there's this jealous, I haven't had, I remember back in my day, when jealousy totaled, when my ego was out of control, and jealousy was, it's actually, I saw something here I wanted to repeat. It's so worth seeing, and then I'll do the cards. He talks about, of all people, Nietzsche, and this is in this tarot book. It blows my mind, and this is something you really want to ponder. It's really fun. It says, we can see a way out of such, they're talking about the Six of Swords. Both Buddha and Christ pictured the world as a place of unending sorrow, yet both also said that tragedy remains always a half-truth, that the universe seen as a whole brings joy and peace. And then Nietzsche wrote of embracing existence so completely with such total ecstasy, honesty, that we would gladly repeat endlessly every moment of our lives, whatever the pain. Wow. I don't like Nietzsche up to that. I mean, everything I've read about Nietzsche was he's a real moron. But I like this. This is, as I said, always keep your margins permeable. And it says Nietzsche, I'll repeat that. He wrote of embracing existence so completely with such total ecstatic, ecstatic, such intensely mystical energy, honest energy that we would gladly repeat endlessly. Actually, I carry in my wallet a Buddhist deity, and on the back it has "See the past as a dream." Excuse me. That helps a lot, especially if you had a really colorful past. And it would have been so easy for me to choose to be a victim, but I knew by having good sponsors that as much of hell as I created. So don't despair. Okay, let's do the 7 cards and see what we need to know collectively now. I'm going to do that 10-card spread and see what, because we're all, as I said, we all have to help each other, you know, we all have to, there's always been that 40% since McCarthy there, so, you know, it's just now we've got propaganda TV. Sean Hannity is Tokyo Rose. I don't know where these guys are going to go when the stormtroopers. Oh yeah, in November, Donald they better get him out of there, because in November he wants to do like a Nazi parade and parade tanks and troops walking lockstep, I guess, down the streets of Washington. You know, too many souls on the other side, good souls, sacrificed their lives. Not so. I can't believe for one magic moment that this great intelligence is going to let this guy continue for much longer. You know, it's just not going to happen. It's just now, my thing personally is don't celebrate too much when but for 1 second, don't believe it's over for 1 second. And let's see what we get now for Donald and his swamp diseased monsters. Okay, Donald, what's the inner and outer? 1, 2. Gavin, you know, I love those commercials in San Francisco. We're having an election. Yeah, Leno's mayor. Mark Leno is the first gay mayor of my favorite city. San Francisco, my favorite city, where the women are strong and the men are pretty. I love this city, and I'm so grateful. I would never kick anybody when they're down, but boy, we dodged a bullet with the runner-up there. You know, that would have been, I can't remember his name, that little chubby one we had before. The fat tick that fell off after he sucked all the blood out of San Francisco. Guys, I feel I can't even remember his name. I don't like him, as you can see. Okay, what do we have here now? In the center of, well, of course, big money in the center of everything. And there he is running roughshod over people. Yes, this is going to be a youthful summer. Aquarius represents youthful, you know, eternal youth. So we're going to see. Hey. Oh, hi. Oh, I was going on. Oh, I didn't keep my eye on the. Okay. I missed the whole thing. Oh, well. I didn't get a chance to sign off. Oh, great.
This is my guest. His name is going to be Jose.
Yeah, I'll be here again tomorrow.
His name is going to be Jose Bernal. And the injunctions at gmail.com.
Alright, cool. I'll put that in.
And what's the password here?
Bayback, yeah, BADC.
Looking good, Denise.
Alright.
Denise is she's a gym rat
Oh,
now.
I love it. You gotta go too.
I will.
If you get old, it's for old people especially. It's not just for young folks.
Yes.
There's a lot of people our age there. There's plenty of folks our age.
Today is the 6th, no, 7th?
7.
So, I don't know why I keep on saying 6. I'm that tired?
I'm so hungry. Wonder if Gabby's fixed for supper. Seeds?
Yeah, I got her some Brazil nuts at the house, the raw Brazil nuts.
Oh.
She might, I thought of her, you know. So, there you go.
Is it cold out?
Not really, no. No, it's marginally warmer. I barely notice it.
I'll have a good show.
And the injunctions at gmail.com. Alright. I got what you needed down.
And camera 2.
Yeah, let me get that. Yeah, buddy.
Okay. I don't know how I lost track of time. Okay, see you tomorrow, Gerard.
Okay, I'll see you in the morning or whatever.
Yeah, I'll be by around 10.
Alright,
And then when I
after the
walk,
gym.
leave your place at 11:30, I'll come right
Sounds
here.
fantastic.
Sounds like a plan.
Is this okay? Have we go with I'll see you tomorrow?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that would be good. I can talk between here and there.
Alright, cool.
That's all right.
I'm gonna just put the mic on real quick.
Okay. This shows, I could have taken 2 hours to do this show, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay.
Let me get your song on. Check the volume for that one.
Yeah, okay, wait here. Okay, oh, it's got a longer wire. How nice. That's great.
Shit. It's fine.
Okay, let's see.
Alright, let me get your volume. Check.
Hello, check.
What'd you eat for breakfast today?
Oh, I had a cheese eggs and a cheese over a grilled cheese sandwich.
Alright, cool.
How's everything going? And now I have a guest calling in too,
Yeah.
and his name is Jose, and the injunctions.
At gmail.com.
That's the one, yeah.
Alright, okay, what's your song called again? Sorry.
What? My what?
The song you use when you're
I'm not using one.
You're not using one today? Okay.
No, I'll do this. It's okay. I'm not using one. I'm just going to use this
Okay.
here because I have a guest that probably I don't know what kind of music they like. Anyway, I never assume anything. So let's
Alright,
see.
cool. So I got your volume. I got camera 2 ready. Is there anything else you need from me right now?
Not that I can think of, but
Let's start the video real quick so I can check the volume for that on the computer.
Mhm.
Make sure it's not super loud.
yeah.
Just press play.
See, what did I have? 28. Let's see. This is supposed to be 21 and 28.
Alright, let's just
21 here.
start it.
The injunction. I represented one individual myself who was included on the injunction.
Okay.
Let me just play a little more.
His only infraction was that he had done a rap song.
Alright, cool. Make sure the volume is good. Is there anything else you need from me right now?
I don't know.
You have a little less than-
So I'm using.
So your camera's good, your volume is good, the video volume is good. So all you need to do is have your guest call. You're using your cell phone, right?
No.
Using the actual playback phone?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, that's gonna be fine.
Okay.
Because we just had Frank have the phone earlier.
Okay. That's good. Let's see. I've got to go
So
to.
you remember to answer the phone with that button.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yep.
You're all set.
Thank you very much.
Have a good show.
Thanks.
Great recording, remember.
All right.